It used to be that I really didn't like Michigan wide receivers all that much. And the reason being is that a lot of them, frankly, I just don't think worked out at the NFL level. Some of you know what I'm talking about over the years. Now, as a Bears fan, obviously that may come in part from the Bears taking David Terrell 8th overall in 2001. In fact, that probably has a lot to do with it. But there was a period of time where a lot of organizations, a lot of teams questioned whether or not you really wanted to take a Michigan wide receiver because it seemed like they were more productive college players, and those skills didn't really necessarily in that production really didn't translate to the NFL level at all. But this year, my opinion on Michigan wide receivers changed quite a bit actually after watching Jeremy Gallon. This was a fun player for me to watch this year. This was a fun player for me to watch more in depth and more closely after the season as I've been preparing these prospect and scouting videos. I became a huge fan of Jeremy Gallon. And I think it's a shame that this kid isn't 6'1 or 6'2 because if he was, to me, he's a first round pick in this 2014 NFL draft. There's no question about it. This guy was impressive. He made all types of big plays, and he brings a lot to the table. I'm sure he's maybe all of 5'8" on a good day, and maybe he's 180, 185 pounds. But man, he's explosive. He's got a great burst. He's got good quickness. He's got the ability to beat defenses deep. He's got a willingness to be able to go over the middle. He's got the ability to get separation, not just from his speed and quickness, but from the quality of his route running. He shows an ability with agility, if I will say, to generate big plays in yards after the catch. I think about the play he had against Notre Dame, where he got open over the middle, showed that great wiggle in agility, and he showed the ability to break a couple of tackles and turned a long touchdown out of something that just looked like a nice 20 or 25-yard reception over the middle. It's those type of plays that really make a Jeremy Gallon stand out to me. Now, sure, he doesn't have the greatest size, and maybe he doesn't measure out to be as fast as somebody at 5'8" that you would really want, or as quick as you might want out of a guy at 5'8". But he sure played quick, and he sure played fast, and he sure played explosive, and he showed an ability to me to make the consistent catch, the routine catch, and he showed the ability to make that spectacular and tough catch. He showed a great ability to go win some jump balls at all of 5'8". I came away very, very impressed with the Jeremy Gallon. To me, I think he's somebody that should be no more than a fourth-round pick. In fact, I would argue he should be a late third-round pick. You're not getting half a gallon with Jeremy. You're getting a full gallon of talent, and I assure you of that. And again, those teams that are looking for difference makers out of the slot, maybe you're already set outside at the wide receiver position, but you need another guy. You need a guy that can bring a different element to your offense. You can do reverses with and end arounds with, and you can send him on the quick slants. You can send him deep out of the slot. A guy like a Jeremy Gallon is that perfect type of fit. And again, a guy that you get late third, early to mid fourth round, maybe even at the end of the fourth round, and you sit there and you say, you know what? Yeah, he doesn't have great size, but damn, he does a lot of other things right, and he brings a lot of other good things to the table. You might sit there and say, well, he's not that big, and as a result, I'm going to question whether he could be an every down wide receiver if he can sit there and hold up to the grind of a 16-game NFL season. But when I'm drafting a guy in the middle rounds, I'm trying to gamble on something. And you have a full gallon of reasons here why you should gamble if you're in NFL front office on a Jeremy Gallon. I think the guy is very underrated in this whole draft process, and he's somebody that I think is going to surprise people and really catch people off guard with how productive he is at the NFL level. And I never thought I would say that about a Michigan wide receiver ever again.